So apparently when you start a YouTube channel, you actually have to introduce yourself. And so for my video number 2, I'm gonna do that. So I made little cards for myself so I can stay on track. So starting off, who am I? My name is Kelly. I'm a mom of 4 kids, have 2 dogs, married for 20 years, about to be actually 21. I've homeschooled most of the way through, other than a couple private school years in there. I teach middle school Bible. I have a huge heart for missions and for lost people, and I have a really big heart for people who feel unseen by other people to feel seen. I like crafts. I like to hang out with my friends. I don't know, there's a few things about me. I really like to read, and I really like to just be at my house. I love to cook also. So those are some things about who I am. I have personally, as our family, we've been through some really hard things, and I hope to share quite a few of those things on this page. Things that are not very common to other people, partly just because I don't want to share all the details quite yet, and I can't wait to share some of them. But just to give you a short list, grew up in, trying to word this rightly, in a unstable childhood, I'll say that. We have been through a flood. Most of our belongings were lost. I have a son who's had life-saving brain surgery. I have a child who struggles a lot with mental health issues that have significantly affected our family. And most recently, my husband was let go from a job 14 months ago, and so walking that route is another one. So we've been through some things that I feel like I would love to come alongside and share as part of our story. So that's who I am. My page is called Anchored But Free, so that's why. And anchored, I think of that picture of being anchored to Christ. We are tied to him because of who he is, right? He's consistent and holding us steady, but free because in the realms of, I drew a picture for my Bible class, in the realms of an anchor holding tight, that boat can go in a circle anywhere around where that anchor is put, and they're safe, right? They're stuck there to the anchor. And so I'm anchored to Christ, but I'm free to do any of the things in that realm because of what he's done for me. And so I would like to be able to just completely and constantly talk about what he's done and how he has brought freedom in my life and just the different ways that have happened in my life. So why now? I found a big stack of my journals that were from 10, 11 years ago, and I was already still feeling this pull of, I've got to tell people about God's faithfulness and hard things and to encourage people around me. And so I think it's just been something that's always been there, right? I've always felt this kind of pull towards God is still faithful and it's hard. And so I just can't get this burden off of my chest. I keep feeling stronger and stronger. It's not going away. Post on YouTube, post on social media, tell people your story of my faithfulness. And God has used social media as such a really cool tool to be able to do that. So I'm doing this out of obedience. So that's my why now. My next one is what can you expect? I'm a little bit ADHD. I'm a little all over the place. I think you can expect me to tell stories, to maybe make you laugh, to if a tip randomly comes around, oh, here's this tip about homeschooling, or maybe this tip about how to cook chicken well. I'll say those things, but I think the most thing you can expect is me just to tell my story, tell our stories, tell the ways that God has been faithful. You can expect me to show up. My goal is to try to show up faithfully at least 2 times a week, but I'm still hashing that out. But you can expect me to be honest and to be raw, and you can really expect, I would love for people to comment and I'd be able to interact. I would love for this to form kind of a community of people feeling seen. So that is really a huge part of my heart in this. And then who is it for? I would say the biggest thing I've learned in the whole YouTube world is you should create videos that you would make for your old self. And so I am a mom entering midlife, and I'm weary and in need of encouragement. So my heart behind this page would be to encourage moms and women specifically that are in that hard season. Now, does that mean that if God can use this for somebody else, then I would absolutely love you to watch and to follow and all of the things. But my intention would be to write to those weary moms who are in need of encouragement and who are feeling alone in whatever the struggle is, that need to be reminded of God's faithfulness. So I hope that you can follow along and hear all the ways that God has shown up, continues to show up, and will show up in the coming days. Thanks, and please subscribe.